We came back to Twin Dams again. As I said, we are going to come back here a few times this afternoon to look for leopard, hopefully. But not only were the buffalo still here, beautiful background of the sky and the trees and everything that we left earlier, but also these 3 elephants. Just arrived here, didn't stop for long. They had a quick drink. That's the youngest of the 3. Essentially, it looks like an adult female with this calf. That would probably be about 3 years old or so. And then another calf a bit older, maybe about 10 or so. I would guess maybe her previous youngster. And I would also guess that there are another few elephants in the area. 3 elephants is not typically a herd. There's the 3rd one. But it's not impossible, but I would guess there's a few more in the area. The buffalo were also just taking it easy in the water, and then the elephants came along. Elephants tend to be a little bit like that, especially around waterholes. They like to just remind the other animals that, listen, we are the biggest. You should remember that. So the young elephants chase the buffalo around a bit. But they had their drink. He's climbing up the wall. Not an easy thing to do for elephants always. Just look at that beautiful sky as well. What a stunning background. And beautiful light as well. I must admit that's playing a big role this afternoon. Just looking at that heron. Stunning how it looks with that beautiful light on it. The water behind it reflecting the grass. So you've got a bit of a green and brown color on the water. Jimmy was asking just now on Twitter. Remember, if you want to ask us questions or even just comments or take part in some of the conversation on the vehicle, hashtag Safari Live for Twitter. Send questions if you want, questions at wildearth.tv. Jimmy was asking, do elephants ever lie down? Jimmy, funnily enough, yes. Now, if you'd asked that same question a mere 10 or 20 years ago, most of the books you read would have said no, or never, or unlikely. But young elephants obviously lie down a lot more. They need to rest. But even adult elephants, I've seen them lie down in water sometimes to cool down. Look at this heron going a bit deeper into the water. I'm going to tell you something interesting about herons just now as well. Apart from the fact that it's one of the most widespread birds in the world. Look at that beautiful shape. Perfectly designed to coil the neck and strike at lightning speed to catch a little frog or a fish. Beautiful bird. The Jimmy, elephants also lie down. A number of years ago, there were some amazing photographs taken by some National Geographic photographers, if I remember correctly. I could be mistaken. Where they found whole herds of elephants, from the old females to the youngsters, all lying down, sleeping for a few hours a night. It wasn't an area where they felt quite safe. I've seen big mature elephant bulls lie down as well, but normally against a slight slope, like a bank or something, so they can get up again easily. So yes, elephants do lie down, Jimmy, but not very often. Not as a daily thing, not like buffalo, for instance, would all the time. Certainly not like humans. But they can lie down, and they do lie down as well. Guys, a grey heron, bird that we're looking at now, I was mentioning just now that, many years ago you might have read a book and it would have told you elephants don't lie down. So it's always important to look around in nature, see what's going on. Logic plays a big role in evolution. Things that work tend to keep on working, and things that don't tend to not work, so therefore they stop. But one of the things that I'd read along the way, and even I've had some people that were into birding and said it's impossible, is that herons can swim. We see the same thing with flamingos where I live. Flamingos are actually very relatively good swimmers. And we had a heron in Pilanesberg, one of the game reserves I worked in, and we had a waterhole similar to this, a bit bigger in front of the lodge. And there was a heron there that used to swim around the place, and we knew the waterhole well because we'd go swimming in it sometimes when they weren't guesting camp. So we knew where the heron was swimming was 2-3 meters deep. And this guy was just swimming around very happily. It's not something they typically do. They've got those long legs so they can wade into the water. But again, if you just think about it logically, a bird that hunts mostly in and around water, it would make some sense that they can swim. So grey herons actually can swim. Just a little side note, in case you ever bump into that in some pop quiz somewhere along the line for $1 million. Grey herons and flamingos can swim if need be. As I'm very tempted to slip into that same sort of frame of mind that I was in earlier, and that is to just not go anywhere, just sit here, because it's lovely, it's not too hot now. I'm particularly enjoying. I'm sitting in the shade here. Brian is sitting right between me and the sun, so it's a nice, nice cool spot. And it's just beautiful. Buffalo all relaxed again. Elephants have come and gone. They were literally here for a few minutes. Now imagine those were 3 big elephants weighing thousands and thousands of pounds, and we could have missed them literally by a minute or two. So imagine just how easily you could miss a leopard or a lion or a wild dog or a hyena coming past here. So we will be frequenting this dam. It's been great for us this afternoon. It's visually just stunning. Just to look at that. It's beautiful. I think we're going to move on before I get tempted to just sit here the whole afternoon. But in the words of a very famous man, I'll be back. And not too long from now as well. We're going to just do a little drive around and then we'll get back here.